We all think about gold and silver, precious metals, right? They mean a lot in our daily lives. But what about when they show up in our dreams? Well, in Islamic tradition, it's a whole different ballgame. These glittering visions, they're hardly ever just about wealth. They could be a test, a hidden blessing, or maybe even a warning. So let me ask you, have you ever had a dream like that? Maybe you saw yourself with a gold ring on your finger, or someone just handed you a beautiful silver necklace, and you wake up thinking, what was that all about? Was it a good sign? A hint about marriage, maybe? Or a new job? Or was it something else completely? Okay, and this is where things get really, really interesting. Because, our first instinct is to think, wow, a dream full of gold. I'm going to be rich. But not so fast. In Islamic interpretation, it's not that simple. It's not automatically a good thing. In fact, every single tiny detail matters: the metal, the form, and who else was in the dream with you. So, let's unpack this together, shall we? We're going to dive deep into what it all means when these precious metals pop up in your dreams, and we'll be using some incredible wisdom from classical Islamic dream interpreters to guide us. All right, first things first. The most important thing you need to get right off the bat is this. In the world of dreams, gold and silver are like night and day. They speak completely different languages. And just look at this contrast. It's pretty stark, right? Silver is almost always a good thing. It's all about purity, piety, blessings, honesty. You get the picture. But gold? Whoa, gold is a whole different story. It's way more complicated. Sure, it can mean honor and wealth, but it can just as easily flip and represent worldly trials, major burdens, and a whole lot of stress. But wait, it doesn't stop there. The rabbit hole goes even deeper. The meaning of the dream isn't just about the thing you see. It's about you. Who you are matters a lot. And something as simple as whether you're a man or a woman can totally change the entire interpretation. Okay, let's take a gold ring. Perfect example. If you're a man and you dream you're wearing a gold ring, that's often a red flag. It could be a warning about some kind of hardship coming your way, or maybe getting involved in something you shouldn't. But for a woman, the exact same dream often means something wonderful, like marriage is on the horizon or a real feeling of security and stability. So we've got the metal, gold versus silver, and we've got the dreamer, man versus woman. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's a big one. What were you actually doing in the dream? Because the action is where the real message is hidden. See, the context here is king. If you find gold in your dream, it could mean a new, maybe unexpected responsibility is about to land on your plate. If you lose it, that might be a sign that you just missed a big opportunity. Now, here's a twist. Selling gold can actually be a great sign. It often means you're getting rid of a burden in your life. But melting it down, yeah, that's a clear warning shot about arguments and hostility ahead. And none of this is just made up on the spot. These ideas aren't new at all. They're actually rooted in centuries of deep scholarly tradition. So let's take a look at what some of the heavy hitters, the most famous classical interpreters, actually had to say about all this. So you've got Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, for example. He really nailed this idea that gold is two-faced. He taught that it could swing one way towards honor and wealth, but just as easily swing the other way towards worries and bad luck. It perfectly captures how tricky worldly things can be, right? Then there's the legendary interpreter, Muhammad ibn Sirin. He really doubled down on what we talked about earlier with silver. For him, silver was simple. It was clean. It always pointed to good things: purity, truth, blessings in your life. Just a spiritually pure and positive symbol. Plain and simple. And of course, we have to talk about Prophet Yusuf, or Joseph, who is known for his incredible, profound gift for interpreting dreams. He also saw that same dual nature in gold. It could be a sign that wealth is coming, or it could be a sign of a major trial, something designed to really test your faith. Okay, so we've looked at the metals, who's dreaming, what's happening in the dream, and even what the ancient scholars thought. So what's the bottom line? What does this all mean for you the next time you wake up from one of these glittering dreams? Here's the most important thing to remember. There's no simple dream dictionary for this. You can't just look up gold and get one answer. The real meaning is hidden in the context. It's the whole package: the specific metal, the exact item, what you were doing with it, and most importantly, you. So the next time you see that sparkle in your sleep, remember to look past the shine. Dig into the details. Because the real treasure isn't the gold or silver itself. It's the message your dream is trying to send about your life, your faith, and where you're headed next. So I'll leave you with this question to think about.
Was that dream a blessing to embrace or a burden to understand?